Hi everyone, I am here today to review Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, the illustrated edition. And I read this book several months ago now and actually took a really long time about reading it. It's such a really different experience, but a wonderful experience all the same. So I gave this copy 5 stars, and I just want to talk about how my experience reading this differed to reading the normal copy, basically. So obviously, first of all, it is not as comfortable to read when holding. That is a downside to these beautiful illustrated editions. They are really heavy, even these earlier, thinner ones. And the dust jacket slips everywhere, so I had to take that off when I was reading. I even then managed to rip it a little bit whenever I'd just think, oh, I'll just read a chapter. But that was the way I read this book, actually. Reading it with the pictures, I tended to read it a chapter or two at a time, and found myself just staring at the images for ages as well, because the images are just stunning. Some of them are mixed into the text like that. On a couple of the pages, they're just blocks of text, and I didn't like that quite so much, actually. I found it quite disjointed to read down twice on a single page. It made it proper kids book style, which isn't a bad thing. It is a kids book, and I think it makes these books better for reading with your children, but it wasn't quite for me in that sense. And then you've got sort of images on one page and like little illustrations on the other side. Don't like spiders. Don't know why I used that one as an example. And on some pages you have got, where can I find one when I want one? And then on some pages you've just got a double spread of just the image and nothing else, and those are just the best pages. I found myself literally sat staring at them, looking at every single little detail in the image for ages. So that is a good thing, because it actually makes a book that you can read quite quick, in the case of the Philosopher's Stone, actually take a lot longer to read. And it was just such a different journey. You've just got so many wonderful extra little things like Newt Scamander's Guide to Trolls. I thought that was a really beautiful touch. And obviously you still get swept into the story. You still have a really wonderful reading experience, but it just gives you that extra dimension. And so if you were thinking about picking these up, the second one is now out as well, and I have that just down there. But if you were thinking about picking these books up, they are just such a wonderful and different experience. If I ever have children, I can't wait to read the illustrated version to them from quite a young age, and then once they're a little bit older they can reread the series themselves, either with these again if they wanted to, or with the whole normal collection. And my only worry, like I said earlier, is I don't know how they're going to do the bigger books. This is heavy. I am literally resting my arm against my leg to support me holding this book. As a quick comparison here, I have the Chamber of Secrets, and this is even chunkier and really heavy. Together, this is uncomfortable. This is really uncomfortable, but stunningly pretty. But it does make me worry about how they're going to do the rest. I also think it's a really beautiful touch that you get a ribbon in there as well to use as your bookmark. These books aren't necessarily all that cheap. You can get them for about £15 on offer most of the time, but otherwise you might be spending 20 odd plus. And don't get me wrong, they're worth it. They're beautifully put together. There we have the actual book without the dust jacket as well. They're beautifully put together. The pages feel really good quality. Like, I'm sure if I just flick to one, you can hear the thickness and glossiness of the page between my fingers. So you can tell that they've put a lot of thought, time, effort, money into the production of these books. And so if you're looking for a slightly different Harry Potter experience, I highly recommend picking these up. So I know this was quite a short review, but what else can I say about Harry Potter that most of you don't already know while keeping it spoiler free? So I thought I'd focus more on the actual physical book experience itself with these. But thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish content from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!